And welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. Now, just got a question literally like a second ago. I don't know what I was going to post about. Can you make cold calls during a state of emergency? So the answer is legally no, you cannot. Now, the real question is, who the hell is going to hold you responsible for making calls during a state of emergency? Does anyone here, first of all, let's go back. What state of emergency is there, for God's sakes? Now, I understand first 5 months of the pandemic, it was like a state of emergency in New York, right? Everything was shut down. I had 17 properties like in contract to sell. A bunch of them fell through. Felt like the world was ending. I understood the idea that that's a state of emergency. At this point, it's absurd that the governor hasn't canceled the state of emergency. Absurd, right? What that does is really limits her powers. If she cancels state of emergency, she can do a lot of crazy shit. If you're in a state of emergency, right? You can bring the National Guard in to shoot people if you want. So first of all, I challenge the fact that we're still in a state of emergency. I think it's absurd. I guess legally we are because the governor hasn't changed it. Um, but I can't imagine a scenario where state of emergency cold calling investigators are going to be appointed from the state troopers and come to people's house and go, I heard you called Mary Johnson, a year ago. So I don't see that happening. Now, I will, without admitting or denying anything, I may have had people be making calls for me during the pandemic. And I had people calling me going, oh my God, you're going to prison. You're making calls during state of emergency. I mean, possibly. Maybe somebody else had that said to them. And I thought it was comical. I still think it's comical. I also think it's one of the stupidest things that was ever done. No, there was much more stupid. This was a stupid thing, but there were so many more stupider things, right? Like shutting down schools for 2 years. That was pretty stupid. Shutting the country down for no particular reason. These were stupid things. But telling someone you can't make a call to them is ridiculous. Now, also, because of what I and maybe you do, I don't solicit somebody to buy something from me. I'm never asking them for money. I'm actually asking them to give them money, right? I'm asking them to sell something to me. So whether it even falls into the absurd, ridiculous, overbearing statute of a state of emergency calling, it may not, right? It may not. And also, I think real estate in a lot of areas was deemed an essential service, so the whole thing is ridiculous. I mean, I don't think I can talk for 7 more minutes about this because I feel very strongly about it, but I do feel that that there will be no consequences if you are still making calls during a state of emergency, or if you made calls during the state of emergency. That's what I believe. That's just my opinion. And I'm not an attorney. So please call your attorney, who will absolutely 1000% tell you that you should not do that. Right? And this is a great example of why you should never ask an attorney a business question, ever. And you should only ask them very, very narrow legal questions. Because attorneys will always tell you no. Always. And people call me all the time and they say, well, I spoke to my attorney and he said we can't do it this way. Or I spoke to my attorney and he said you can't do it this way. And inevitably, any business, if they just ask their attorneys whether they should do it or not, would not be in business. I guarantee you, Amazon wouldn't be in business if they asked their attorneys whether they should go into it. Oh, you're going to have liability. Because an attorney's job is to limit your liability. So they look at everything you do, whether it's going to the bathroom or selling books online, as somehow leading to liability. And guess what? Everything we do can lead to liability, right? There's certainly significant liability in the things I do. People could sue me. I've been sued. I've sued people that sued me. That can happen. And attorneys, if you ask them, should I cross the street to go to the supermarket? He'll say, well, you might get hit by a car or you might injure someone else. So never, ever, ever ask an attorney a business question. Ever. Always keep it very, very narrow to the legal repercussions of it. Now, you need attorneys, and I use attorneys all the time. All right, I use attorneys to close. I use attorneys to protect myself on contracts, on closing. It's incredibly important. But if you're going to ask an attorney about a business idea, the answer is always going to be no. Always, always. That's their job. Their job is to legally protect you. Their job is not to give you business advice. So never ask a business question to an attorney. So I believe that if I asked an attorney everything about what I do now, I would not be in business. I believe that. And if you think I'm joking, I am not. So run your business. Don't screw anybody over. Don't break the law. Don't do something stupid. But you need to use common sense also. And I cannot imagine in a billion years there ever being someone who is legally prosecuted or even fined for making cold calls. So that's my thought. Now, there are legal things you need to do in certain areas, right? In the state of Illinois, you need to be licensed to wholesale. So get a freaking license. You can't use RVMs, ringless voicemails, in the state of Florida. So don't RVM in Florida, right? But in general, most of what we do, is just business. And there's not going to be a lot of problems with it. So don't break the law. Don't screw people over. Do what you say you're going to do. And don't ask your goddamn attorney business questions, because they're never going to give you a good answer. The answer is always going to be no, right? Always. So we're cutting this one short. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com or learntoflipandwholesale.com. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. The likes really help my they help the algorithm, which let more people see my videos. And I got a new camera, new computer, and I think I'm way too freaking bright. My colors are all screwed up. And please keep the comments coming. I didn't know what to say. I wanted to post, and then this question came up, and I'm like, great, I'll answer it. So please keep the questions coming. The questions really help me come up with ideas for future, and also they let me answer your questions, which is the whole point of this channel, is to really help. So if it's a simple question, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something that I covered recently, I will send a link to a video of videos. And somebody asked me about how to make offers. You can search in the channel if you want. Like, I've done several videos that say exactly that, how to make offers on deals. So I just sent that person a link to it. And if it's something I haven't covered in a while or something I never covered, I will happily do a brand new video on it, just like this question. Although I think we covered this topic a long time ago, at the beginning of the pandemic. So thank you very, very much for watching.